Good afternoon from Yummy B TV, or good evening when this video reaches you. Sending loads of love to you as usual. Following from yesterday's theme with my psychological profile and my interactions with Victor Castigator. Many of you talking about BOXER, rest in peace. Uncle Yummy doesn't know if this is fact yet, because I saw a documentary the other day or something come up somewhere on that YouTube thing where about 1,500 screws rushed him and there was a big battle. So if he died, he has to have died in prison. Do you see what I mean? So you lot are saying rest in peace. Have you got the same BOXER? Rest in peace, East London, Mile End, down that way there, down the Green Mile, down that way. John, African descendant. Is that the BOXER John we're talking about here? Kind of light, skinny African, not dark, big build, muscly, good looking geezer. If you want to know, the truth, he kind of looked the part, BOXER, but mentally you know that something wasn't quite right? Because he doesn't say too much, John, right? So imagine this, right? We're in Weymouth. I'm on the ones. Jay Draper, young kid, Billy Brown's bestie, right? Could have a right row, boy. He used to take everyone on the pads. Only a young kid, but I really like Jay. Good character, good charismatic, like Billy as well. Rest in peace as well, I'm afraid. But Jay could have a right row. And I said to him, it was one of those days, I said to him, so what's my man saying then? Because BOXER was on the freeze upstairs, right? So I was thinking, could he have anything? It was one of those dry days, nothing was happening, right? So I said to Jay, yeah, what are you telling me about my man? He said, yeah, I mean, please, yeah, he's got, but because he respect Jay, right? For some reason, they were close. It must have been from the YP's Feltham or someone like that beforehand, if you get what I mean. Jay said, yeah, my uncle, like, forget that, man. Don't get in anything with him because I don't want to be involved, kind of thing. That's what I said. I said, yeah, all right, cool, but what is he? All right, like the kind of thing. But I didn't listen to him. So what I did is I went up there, because I was hungry this day. You know what I was like back in the day. So I went up the stairs and I knocked on the door and he was there. He said, yeah. He said, who are you? I said, yeah, I'm Yummy B. I said, you BOXER? He said, yeah. I said, yeah, I got some canteen and that, blah. You interested? He said, yeah, I'm interested. He goes, when you look talking by, I'm saying a week Friday kind of thing, right? Just give myself enough time, but really I never had nothing for the Friday coming. But I was thinking I could mooch around a little bit and hustle up the goods, that kind of stuff. He said, all right, give me a little while. I'm going to come down and I'm going to check it, but don't come up here. I said to him, all right, BOXER, all right, cool. So I went downstairs and then about half hour, 40 minutes later, or something, just on bang up. I was thinking, this guy's taking long. I see him come out of the cell, you know, when you're spying from the ones and you're looking up there. I was thinking, he's taking long. He come out of the cell, looks over the landing, looks left and right, like he was thinking this was some kind of setup. Like I think, but he was watching me, but I see a grin on his face, right? This is when I started to like this guy, but even though I had a feeling that he wasn't quite right, I knew I was tiptoeing on eggshells, if you get what I mean, right? So imagine now he's come around right on bang up and gone, yeah. He goes, make sure, I'll give you the list this Saturday. He goes, make sure my things are there, you know. I said to him, yeah, what are you saying it like that for? Like I weren't going to pay you, but really, you know what I was saying, really. He said to me, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I said, all right, cool. So he give me the things. So I'm all right that night. Bang. So a week's time goes past, right? And then it's canteen down, thinking, boy, I ain't got this guy's 30 quid, you know. So I had to rustle around and get a tenner, right? So he come down, he said to me, you got my things? I said to him, nah, I can only get a tenner this week, maybe the rest. He goes, nah, that's not what the deal was. I said to him, yeah, but I'm saying that's all I could do today. He said, all right, hold on. I said, don't you want to take the bag? He said to me, yeah, I'll take the bag. And he took the bag, went upstairs, and then come back down. That time there, I said, no, Yummy, go and get your things, meaning the 2 swords. So I got both my things in my waist. I'm waiting for him, but I looked up, I see him coming down, and he come back down, right? So I'm thinking he's coming down on a thing where he's going to beat me up, like with his physicality. He's going to come in and have a row and He got to the door, the front entrance of the door, but he wouldn't come in the cell. I said to him, yeah, what are you saying? He said to me, yeah, I don't like the way that you disrespect me, you know, Yummy, and I don't like the way you ain't got my things and blah. I said, listen, BOXER, next week, I said, you'll get your things, blah, right? So I've got my hands on my waist. This is him to me. You got your things in your waist, haven't you? I said to him, Boxer, look, this is not what I'm talking about here. Blah, blah, blah. He'd never stepped through the door. And normally he does, but he must have had his P's and Q's out with me. And he said, all right, Yummy. He goes, what, next week? I said to him, yeah, next week, right? Whatever happened, something must have happened, right? He caught up, he went somewhere else because he gets him pure mixed up with the screws and blah, blah, blah. But I never got to pay that extra 20 quid. So then the thing in Long Larton with him, Silburn, a man from Brixton. He was meant to have hit a smaller man, a big name as well from Brixton, and Silburn, allegedly a rapist. Now, I met Silburn in Aylesbury back in the day, in the 80s, and he was an armed robber. And then he went and got a bird for rape. And then again, after that, another bird for rape. Rest in peace, supposedly so. He died in prison, right? Not 10 years ago, something like that. So when he beat up the little small kid, Silburn has been all the jails around the country in the Cat A's, because he's on the book as a serial, right? He fought, because he's been rushed, he's been rushed. Yeah, he come Whitemore, there's about 100 men on the door nearly caved in, but he won't go on Rule 43. He refused to, right? He said, no, it's not that, I'm coming on no matter what. So everywhere he goes, as soon as he steps on, they rush him, right? So when he's got to when that thing happened with the smaller man, with BOXER, he thought in his head, he's thinking, right, I'll defend it for the smaller man. I'm in for what I'm in for, but whatever, I'll make it look like, so he can get some kind of feet firmly into normal location kind of thing, if you get what I mean. So imagine he rushed BOXER with a knife and got a few cuts in and all that, but he was losing the straightener, man. BOXER was jabbing you off, and he never had no tools, right? So he kind of got there, we going, oh yeah, good for backing my man kind of thing. You got couple stripes for a day or two on that, right? Let's get this story straight. And then the great Victor run up and took your eye out, because one of those men, they said, nah, we're not buying that. He's whatever he is, and we're going to take him out. And he took him out, and then he had to go wherever he had to go to after that, if you get what I mean. But with BOXER, Uncle Yami says that BOXER has to go down as one of my greatest warlords of all time, because Full Sutton, everywhere he went, right, in the video room, they all rushed him 6-7-handed. You never put him away, man. He was still fighting. You rushed him on the yard, all of you still never put him away. He come out fighting. I'll never forget the look in his eyes when I bumped into him in that other place, because you remember I still owed him the 20 quid, but he used to look at me and laugh, but he never asked for the money. And that's the thing, well, if that's your problem, BOXER, you don't want to say, but he used to get up, like, all right, watch this. He used to come past me, look at me like that. But you wouldn't ask me about the previous bill in another jail. Do you see what I mean? And I was thinking to myself, Uncle Yami's thinking, yeah, but BOXER, man, I'm a bit weary, because I know this ain't going to be no easy thing, right? So on top of that, now, so yeah, he's done that. He's done all this thing. You rushed him there. You didn't do the business. And with the screws as well. This guy had superhuman strength, man. I'm so glad that he never made a move on me. And why did he make a move on me? That's what bothers me up till today. I've got another bit to come up in a minute. And then he went with the screws, the fighting, because on certain days, this guy, he didn't want to. What was wrong with him? I asked myself. BOXER, man, like, you just went on these rampages and went on across with these mad things. So I have to conclude that I feel that you was a bit disturbed and you weren't mentally right. You know what I mean? But yet, on top of that, I saw you in a local when I was getting discharged after the Cat A's for those few weeks, when I told you about when I had to get a London release, and he was in a mosque. And I was right side by side of him. And I looked at him, I went, "You're right, BOXER, listen." I thought, BOXER, what's up with you? I think he was on a recall or something from that previous sentence. He just come out. This was in Pentonville. And I said to myself, God, what happened to him? And he was just laughing. He was smiling like that. When I went, you know, when you wait in the holding cells, the holding room, when you come back out the mosque, he was just looking at me and laughing. I was thinking, what's up with him? Why does he always do it to me? Another one as well. And let me tell you something. Don't play about with him. I'm telling you, boy, I'm hoping nothing ain't happened to him, you know. If it's them that killed him, man. Uncle Yummy ain't believing that it's that John there from East London. But you asked me this morning, Donovan, and I'm telling you, innit, that my man was one of the most serious problems that I ever saw in the Cat A's, and they all knew it as well. He was on staff that day on the yard, sorry. When he was walking by me, I was looking into his eyes, and his face was fixed like that. And they were all waiting for him out there, and he went out there. He never business, and he went in. You never put him on the floor. Uncle Yummy concludes that today. Sending loads of love. I'm off out now. Love you all loads.